So what we call supplementary exercises, there are actually two types that have been around for 50 years. The basic supplementary exercises involve punching and kicking and then practicing defense techniques. Then there are specialized supplementary exercises using tools like T-shaped handles to train originally. Without using equipment, you can't really build a pure 50 kilograms body. If you strengthen through equipment exercises, as I mentioned earlier, so-called throwing techniques, or what we call grappling techniques. In Okinawan terms, it's referred to as TD. To master grappling techniques, you need to firmly grasp such tools, otherwise you won't develop strength. However, I leave that to all of you, but since I haven't brought anything here today, I can't provide guidance. It's also important to focus on the basic supplementary exercises for punching, kicking, and defense. So please make sure to work on that area diligently. Jodansuki. Yes, please. The taller person will perform a Jodansuki, so please try to do it just like that. I will watch everyone's. Jodansuki, ready, go. It's reversed from anywhere. Okay, yes, start one more time. The Jodansuki, dollar person now, and also the Jodansuki done by everyone are not the original 50 kilogram Jodansuki. I've started using a 50 kg upper punch, surprisingly recently. However, the essence of a 50 kilograms upper punch is to eliminate all the essence. By eliminating it, you take a completely different trajectory. Right now, everyone, I think you can see my tenosynovitis from start to finish. Take a look. Let's think about whether you can see the tenosynovitis. You can see all the tenosynovitis, right? So, let's try the original 50 kg punch and think about whether you can see the tenosynovitis or not. Okay? You can't see it. Everyone, do you understand this? Did you figure out why you can't see it? Do you understand? Okay? Then get ready. Is that okay? I will strike from left to right. If you see tenosynovitis on the right, please let me know. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Why can't you see it? Do you understand? Can you comprehend it? Oh, I see. You know about the production of the 50 kg ones, right? In actual production, we use branch lines to push them, don't we? That won't work like this. It will always repeat like this. Then, from a human perspective, the first push can certainly be done. Even if you receive this, you can't see this part of the trajectory. That's why you can't see this. So, when you do this quickly, you can't handle it because it comes in front of you the moment you see it. You understand that, right? When practicing the basics of performing a Jodansuki, of course, it's not wrong to do it like this. However, in our dojo, all Jodansuki are done like this. That's right. The hand on the thrusting side of the sword must cross from below in the middle. You can do it just like that. Yes, thrust like this. Try to understand that and give it a try. Give it a try. Okay, can you see it now? Get ready a little. Please stand up. It will stay like that for a moment. Are you ready? Just judge whether you can see the sword and fan on the right. I'll strike on the left. Can't see it, huh? I can't handle this. Even if this hand shields this line of sight completely, by the time it's visible here, it's already come this far. Firmly there, yes. Are you ready? Yeah, it's a simple story, but it's just using this visual illusion. If you're good, please make the most of it. Please try this tendency. It's fine to teach about your own cultural characteristics, and then try to create your own tendencies. I just saw the upper thrust. Of course, the middle come parallel here. So please take 1 point regarding the upper thrust. You won't hit without taking 1 point on the neck. Humans move, so aim for where they don't move. If you aim for the throat and strike, you will hit more than half the time. So if you try to strike the face, look at how the face turns away. It's about time to break free, right? Yes. Turn your face away. Look, you're not turning away. So those who practice old-style karate, when striking the face, they open their hands to open up. However, when making a fist, they mostly aimed for the throat. Please do it while understanding that point. This is the way to perform an upper-level thrust. Let's try it a little more. It's fine to do it in the usual way. I'll do it while watching a bit. It's just 10 points left, right? Let's intersect a little more. It's fine. Please make good use of it. It will be beneficial for ourselves. Fine, fine. So, what's known as the full body coordination and the upper level thrust in competitive style, you will become quite good at it by practicing this. Instead of delivering it from this guard position in 2 points like this, when you quickly grab and take it away, because you can't see the trajectory halfway through, please do that part well. When we push this, we don't actually push the face in the administration. We absolutely don't do this above the neck as a traditional form, but within traditional forms, this kind of thrust is natural. The upper thrust is, the traditional upper thrust is hiraken, you know? Hiraken, when you stick like this, it's almost completely exposed. So I'll take it. But that's not it. Like this. If you touch the opponent's chest and thrust from the chest at the same time, anyone can definitely catch the throat. This is an upper thrust in the old traditional form. However, this is a foul in any current rule. So just don't understand this part. Just understand that this was the case in the past. Touch the chest. Thrust the moment you touch the chest. So if your finger touches here, then if you do this, it will go straight to the throat. The throat will be settled later, but there may be thrusting with a fluorescent sword, but the throat hardly gets hit with a fluorescent sword. You should actually try thrusting. This is hard to hit because the chest is in front of you. However, in this way, no one will hit. Please understand. Let's do the now. Let's go to the middle step. The middle thrust is not a groove drop, but is originally just below the chest. Yes, it is the middle poke of the Goju wheel that pokes this position. Is the human body? Water moon, ditch fall. Poke with a positive fist. When your body is low, you can poke with a positive fist. If your body position is not low, it is almost ineffective to poke the bones of your fist. For some reason, the human body only works with this part of the launch. So this is really how to hit the water moon of Goju wheel. Then we will follow. If you poke with a positive fist, you can step on, for example, that. This is how it changes when you poke it. So how to shove is on the spot. So the middle thrust with the original fist is here, not the water moon, the thinnest part of the human muscle, just below the bara bone. It's a rib. Because there is weak, it is easy to get there. The way of pushing is not originally a full fist, but this thrust is correct. This is for a bit of skill, so please remember from your fist first. This with a positive fist.
It's some sip go look six let's go jump.
Yes, it would be nice. There is no problem with this, so please try to practice as it is. Just understand that there are different places to poke and poke. You'd see, it would be fine if you could practice while understanding in that form.
It's some sip go look six let's go Jump. Right.
Lower push, people who have been coming from before. In short, the track is like this. The track is stuck from above. If you know it, I do it. If you don't, you're still getting this parallel. The bottom thrust is a tremendous investigation. That means that the lower step is about this. It's effective because you poke at these distances. But if this is assumed to be away, poke with this, block, it should be easy to receive. However, there is only one way that cannot be received. This form, well, you see, if you thrust like this, you can receive. But if you thrust like this, you cannot receive. I think you probably didn't understand by watching. I will come around to everyone later. You know about the Super Ringo, right? I will do the Morte thrust. And then, what will you do with the next trajectory? Instead of from below, you hold it from above. It would be nice to try poking in that shape. When you poke in that shape, humans, when this moment comes, people always have the consciousness that the thrust will come here. At the moment when that comes from above, you can't handle it due to the so-called illusion. That's why the traditional way, why it becomes like this here. It properly conveys the idea of utilizing this illusion. I understand what you are saying there. So please try to cover the lower thrust from above as much as possible. Well then, Sensei, that's just right. I will thrust with my right hand, whether it's right or left. I'm going for a lower thrust, so please try to receive it. Please understand only the difference between a regular thrust and the next one. We are not talking about hitting, just remember the feeling. Is that clear? I'll just attack normally. Yes, I'll take it. If you come after this, what happened now? It was a bit strange, right? It's like one beat off instinctively. Because you see, because you see it, everything is off. If you do this, everyone is looking here. According to this, human eyes are one beat behind. This is a way to cleverly utilize optical illusions, isn't it? So I understand that it is already included in the traditional way. I'm doing it at a distance that won't hit from the beginning. Even when done at a distance where it would actually hit, it still hits. I understand that part. It's all about the feeling. So let's try doing the lower thrust like that. Covering from above, thrust, thrust, thrust. When you receive it. Yes, 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 that's fine, if you understand that. It's up to each teacher to use it in their own way. Whether you use it in your own way is up to you. Just understanding that such a thing exists there. If you could make it your own, that would be fine. I'm going for a front kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the front kick of the competitive system, right? That's correct. In the practice of front kicks in the old days, everyone focused on the hips, kicking while keeping the hands on the hips. This is to train without using the recoil of the hands, right? Nowadays, assuming there is an opponent, you take a stance. People from traditional schools don't take a stance when working with others. In the so-called ancient and modern styles, do you raise your hands higher? I think it becomes that kind of form. Originally it was here, please do it. Also the opposite. Going the opposite way. All right, next, let's talk about how the shape of the foot for the front kick has changed. The front kick of the old teachers looks like this. Have you all seen that their ankles are not extended? Maybe in photos? It always goes up like this. They say it should be like this or like that. The reason is that it is anatomically correct. When kicking anatomically correct, actually, in the past, people in the lineage say that kicking with the top of the foot is effective. But in reality, unless the opponent is bent forward, kicking with the top of the foot hardly hits muscle-wise. Do you understand this?
わかりますかね。
Do you get it? When you kick, it mostly hits the metatarsal
これね、
bones.
蹴ってもほとんど尾てい骨にしか当たってないんです。
So you see, this is in front.
これは前にあるん
Putting
です。
something in the middle that is in
前にあるものを
front will
真ん中
never
に入れた
hit.
って絶対当たりません。
Instead, when the
その代わり
opponent
こう
bends
前か
forward
けに
like
なった
this,
時というのを物
I
になっ
hit
た
the
ら
target.
当たっちゃいますけど。
But
じゃあ前かけにな
so
られてる
the
のは
method to
当てる
hit
方が
when
今
not bending
足の方
forward
ですよね。
is based on the shape of the
だ
foot
けど
you see now.
ここになるんです。
So it hits here. If it's like
これは
this,
こ
it
うだ
won't
とす
hit
る
the
と筋に当た
muscle.
らないんですよ。これは
It will
ここ
hit
に
the
は
bladder
膀胱
here.
に当たりますけど、
When kicking the bladder, you
こう
kick
こんな形
in
で
this shape.
筋を蹴る時
When
は
kicking the
じゃあどっちか
muscle,
こう
the
こう
shape
こう
of the
こう
front muscle is correct. Understand the difference in shape and the kick and the difference between
それ
them.
との違いをそこで理解して、古い伝統
Why
的なもの
old
が
traditional
何かあるか
methods kick in that
そこで
form.
ここで理解
That's
する
why it's understood up to
今
this
の競技で
point,
これは使えません
and
の
it
で、
can't be
当然の
used
こ
in
と
the
を
current
しっかり
competition.
こう伸ばして蹴る。
Naturally,
これ競技
extend
の人は
firmly
それ
and
それ
kick.
常識です
For those who compete, this is
それが
common
理解できたら
sense.
結構です
It's fine if you understand that Shokuto's joint kick.
側頭の関節蹴り
Shall we do it last?
左右やります。いや肩肩
Isn't a vertical pose fine? Not bad.
2、お、3、
うまいじゃない。
4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Yes, this kick and the one after are not wrong, but very skillful, aren't they? Try kicking again. Kick and stop.
もう一回蹴ってみて。蹴って止めて。そうそう。これ
Your ankle is extended here. Your ankle is extended now.
これ
I pulled back because I went forward. But if you kick here with your ankle extended like this, depending on the situation, you need to be mindful of your ankle. If you don't firmly pull back your ankle, however, being mindful of it, when the kick is directed like this, all of it will be mindful. So it means stretching the ankles. Naturally, there is this possibility. So firmly pull the ankles. If you pull the ankles and not just the shape of the toes, the energy won't stagnate. Please understand this well. So kicks can take various forms with different toe shapes, but what's important is to pull this part firmly. Just pay attention to that. Okay, that's fine. For now, give it a try, and later we'll do it the old-fashioned way.
昔好きなやり方やるから。
Here you go. Is a regular one, okay? A regular one is fine. I will try a knee kick a little. This will come out to the Western faction. I will lightly try a knee kick.
膝蹴りします。10本いきます。1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Yes, that's fine. When doing a knee kick, make sure to extend it forward without lifting it up.
ですね、膝蹴りはね、基本的に言うと前に出してくださいね。上に上げないように。
If you kick the knee forward, it won't hit the opponent much. And furthermore, the training method of knee kicks from traditional times. Place your hand here. May I try it?
やってみて。いいですか？で、
Pushing the knee that kicks with this hand and palm. This strengthens the training of kicks. Firmly push together and strengthen all the way to the abs.
訓練を強化するんです。しっかりとこうグッとこう押し合って腹筋まで全部強化して。
So if you don't do it here with a grunt,
やらないと。
it's absolutely bad if it's like this at that time. So the bracing of this, and this is important, so it feels like this.
ですからこういう感じです。こう。
This is the practice method of knee kicks from ancient times. Hold firmly. Yes, please try about 10 times. Not hitting.
叩くんじゃない。
Don't push here. Push strongly, there you go. Up and down, yes, 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 yes. Pushing up and down.
上と下と押して押し合って。
Understood.
わかりました？
This is the traditional way from ancient times. When you use this
この
here,
中で
remember the feeling
ここを
of
使ったら
kicking?
この蹴った感触をしっかり覚えて。ここでそうです。そこ
Because
これ
this
が
is a traditional
伝統的な
training
訓
method.
練法ですから
Remember
そこ
that
を
well and do it. Okay, here I go.
いやいや、上げ受けから。
Starting from the block and counter. Block and counter. Let's go.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
10. Keep your elbows low, elbows low. Yes, yes, yes.
こういけます。
Can you go a little more like this? With this, try lifting it up, lifting it up.
こうして指
Even if you try to do it
指
with
で
your fingers like this,
肘がこう
it won't
くる
go
っと
up.
上がる。
When the elbow comes like
これ
this,
人
it
間
goes
人間
up.
こうなった時と
When the
実際に
human muscles are
上
like
段性でこう
this.
肘上げたら絶対上がりません。
Actually, if you
いけない
raise your elbow like
肘は
this
上に
because the
斜め
upper
に
level
必
is
ず
too
こう
high,
斜めにして
it won't go up for sure, so you can't take it. Make sure to keep your elbow diagonally so it doesn't go up. Do that. So follow along. Because this defense is clumsy, the elbow retreats back. It's okay to take it back in reverse like this. You'll get better at it.
形フォームをしっかり
It's not rising. It's not being accepted. Because it's not being accepted. Please remember the shape firmly. Make sure your elbow doesn't end up like this. Do it like this properly.
あと10本いってみよう。皆さんちょっと
Let's try 10 more.
ちょっと
Elbow a
肘
bit
高い
high.
肘そうそうそうそう。
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
That's fine.
はい、それで結構です。
Please make sure your elbow
肘が
doesn't
肘が
float.
浮かないように
Elbow slightly downward. When the elbow floats, this doesn't rise, then it becomes like this.
でこうするとこれがこうなってる
This
と
makes it
これ踏ん張り
effective to brace.
それぐらい違うんだ。
That's how different it is.
中段横 OK。
The receiver is from the front.
受け手は前から。
The receiver
受け
is
手は前
from
に
the
出す
front.
受け手は前
The
から
receiver
前
is
から
from now on, like this. Don't take it from the inside. Absolutely not
内側
accepted
だ
from
内
the
側から絶対受けら
inside.
れない。これ試しにやって
As
み
soon
て
as you try this,
横払いじゃなくて
I'll try again until you send your form. If you get it, I'll go later. Try
皆
it.
さんのフォーム見ますので。はい。先生それを受けられる後でいきますから。やってみてください。
2、3、4、
OK。
5、6、7。
Orbit is fine. Let's try a little bit. Current recipient, please try to alternate.
今の受けてみて。はい、どうぞ。はい、交互にやってみてください。
Please, do you understand this form? The difference in elbow position
この
and the
形
orbit will take it to the side.
肘の位置の違いと軌道が横に持っていくでしょ。
A person is against what comes forward. If you go forward, you will collide with power and power. People with strong strength go first. So the power of the opponent, it's good if you grow your orbit here. So it's the case of 50, bring it here, elbow squeeze to deflect opponent's trajectory.
相手の軌道をそらす。
Of course, I do not say that this is bad.
もちろんこれが悪いと私言いません。
Just in this
この形で
form,
この軌道のそらし方っていう
it's
の
just
があ
that
ると
there
いう
is a
ことを
way of
理解して
warping this orbit. If you understand, especially for close races. When it was a close race, I can hardly pay because I want to pay sideways. The closer you are, the more you use your elbow to the maximum. One more. When someone with tremendous strength comes along, I often say that I receive it with both hands. What cannot be received with one hand cannot be received with both hands. I'll just say this. How to receive the thrust of a strong person. There is only one. I'll do it because I was... Is it good? When you do a thrust, the general position to receive a thrust. This is how you do it. When receiving a thrust from someone with strong arm strength, use only the part near the elbow. You can receive any kind of thrust by receiving it here. So, I will thrust with my left hand again. First, you should receive it here. I will say thrust and then thrust. This time, use the elbow, I completely receive it. Please understand that. So, things that are like this with both hands. It's not that they are being received with both hands. This is a form that represents completely separate functions within one. This will be shown later by the cheering team. I will teach you about it at that time. Please understand that part. Trajectory of receiving, rather than what is correct. The trajectory of receiving in the 50th technique takes that kind of trajectory. There's a meaning to that. Of course, the trajectory of receiving a shuriken bounces more and more. In the position, it is a thrust kick, assuming it as offense and defense. That is not wrong in itself. That's fine. Shall we try receiving a lower level next? I will do a lower level sweep.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
That lower row as well, right? Generally, everyone is doing it this way. This is not a mistake. I said earlier, it's not a mistake, it's not a mistake. But can you receive it when it really hits? You can receive it when you are far away. But you won't make it in time when you are close. I will strike with my left hand. Let's try it when you receive with your right hand. Okay?
はい。じゃあね、じゃあね。
Then let's do it from this position. Now bring it like a thrust. By doing this, the force is colliding. Then please do it strongly from this position. It flowed away. I didn't use much force, so this is more of a striking thing, rather than something else. With a 50 flow, this is mostly used for striking.
50流だとこれほとんど打撃で使うんです。
This is the difference here. The difference is a difference. So the practice method we are doing from here, it's more of a striking type.
ですから今こちらからやってる練習法
It's in the form of hitting, right? It's not hitting, it's
叩くという
hitting.
形ですね。
While doing that,
叩くになってますから。そこをやりながら。
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
let's try to do this without swinging. So the trajectory is like this. Went ahead,
ということね。軌道がこうやってるでしょ。前に行っちゃって。
went ahead. Now you went a little this way,
はい、
right?
やってるでしょ。
This
前
worked.
に行っちゃう。
If you go ahead with this, it won't
こ
work.
ちらの方にちょっと行った
When
で
you
しょ。
go ahead,
これ
powers
で
clash.
これ前に行ったらダメなの。前に行くというと力と力をぶつかっていく。
That's why this thrust. There's a microphone a little this way, so it's not satisfying, coming at you with a boom from now
こ
on.
こにやったらはいついて
If you do it here, yes, it will come at you
今はもっと
with
力入れ
this.
てないんだけど。
I'm not putting any effort into it right
だから
now,
これを
flowing
軌道的
here.
にきちんとやるとただもう
If I do this properly in a trajectory, just one more push, so I won't bring it here, so I'll receive it from this position. Everything from this position, this feeling. That's why I did it, right?
だからやりましたでしょ。
Let's try it from this
この位
position.
置からやってみましょうと。
Yes, it's the opposite way.
はい、結構です。